I want to try to do a quick video on what you need and what to expect doing a motorcycle ride in Baja. So I'm going to get into what you need to cross the border, how to handle money, security, how to handle the police, expenses that you might have, and then like what to watch out for riding and that kind of stuff. The things you're going to need crossing the border. The first thing, you're going to need a passport. You have to have a passport to get back into the United States. I've never been stopped on the way into Mexico. I've never been checked, passport getting checked into Mexico. It's always getting back into the U.S. And the other thing about the passport, keep it on you at all times. Keep it on you 24/7. Don't lose it. The next thing you're going to need is motorcycle insurance. Mexico motorcycle insurance. It's anywhere from, like, I think I paid for like 10 days was like $160. Full coverage. If it's stolen, totaled, it's full coverage. It's called Baja Bound. BajaBound.com. That's where I got my insurance, and it differs on how much your bike is worth, how many days you want. You'll get a better deal if you do it longer, for like a year or whatever. You need a tourist card. It's a Mexico tourist card. It's like they call it like a visa, but it's not a visa. But it allows you to tour down there if it's more than a week. It's $30. You can get it on Baja Bound, or you can, like, you have to have it stamped at the border. I haven't done it because it's not enforced. And in Baja, if you're only down there less than a week, you don't need it. I've never seen it enforced in Baja. So, okay, and then the next thing is registration. You don't have to have your registration on you. I guess in the United States you're supposed to, in some states, I believe. But in Mexico, I was never asked for it. I never had to have it. But when you're coming back into the United States, they're going to run your plates and make sure that that motorcycle is registered and not stolen and all that kind of stuff, right? You might want to carry your registration, but your bike definitely needs to be registered and up to date. When you're crossing the border, don't bring any guns, drugs, or, alcohol. Any of that stuff can just get you in trouble, and it's not worth it. CBDs, just leave all that stuff at home. Or the next thing is money. I'm going to talk about money, how to handle it, what you need, and what to expect. I did carry cash, I carried credit cards, and I got pesos. I don't, like, some people consider debit cards, credit cards, they're not. It's a debit card. If you take a debit card across country, you're going to get more fees added on, transfer fees, whatever the hell they are. A different rate, right? Exchange rate. So if you use a credit card, a lot of times you get a better rate and you don't get those charges. But you can also use a credit card to go to the debit machines, ATMs, to get pesos, right? So I think you want a little bit of both. You want a little cash, you want a little pesos, and you want cards to get more cash. When I crossed the border, I got $100 in pesos because you want some cash. Like, some people want American dollars, some people want pesos. In the more touristy areas, you're going to get more cash dollars, US dollars. I did 100, and like basically what you're buying is like street food, and like we did the whales, and like it's just sometimes these smaller businesses, they don't have cards and they want pesos. As far as US dollars, I took I think I took like 300 cash and exchanged 100 of that for pesos. So I had like 200 in cash, 100 in pesos, and I brought 2 credit cards just in case one don't work. All right. I'm going to talk about what people call a Mexican wallet. An American woman told me, basically as a woman, she takes a little more precautions. And I'm just going to throw it out there because if people want to do it, they can do it. I don't do it. I don't put all my money in one spot, but I don't run a Mexican wallet. And what people mean by a Mexican wallet is a throwaway wallet with an old expired ID, driver's license in it, throwaway, and then you put some cash in it, some pesos, right? So if somebody stops you or asking for stuff, you can use that Mexican wallet that, like, if they take it, so what? It's a throwaway, right? You're not losing anything valuable except for some pesos. Store most of your cash in different spots. Don't keep it all in one spot where it's easily accessible. Because I'm going to get into the police, like if the police stop you, you know, how to handle that. And you don't want all your money all lumped up in one spot. Let me talk about like credit cards. I use credit cards for the hotels. I use credit cards for all the gas. There are people that sell fuel off their truck. And you're probably going to need pesos for them. Or pesos, like tolls. I didn't run into any tolls, but there are toll roads down there. You need pesos for that kind of stuff. It's just little stuff. You don't need a lot of pesos, really. You don't. But you need some cash. And you're going to need cash pesos before you need US dollars. But fuel, all my fuel I bought credit card. And I think the last thing is like expenses. I'll go over expenses. Basically, like fuel's like $4 a gallon. That might be pricey for some people. It's kind of standard for California. Kind of average for California. It's basically like $1 and something a liter, and you're getting like almost 4 liters in a gallon, so it's over $4. Camping was like $20 a night. They wanted US dollars when we were camping. It's not a problem. But we were getting hotel rooms for like $40 a night. And then most of the time they average about 60. So we were splitting them $30 a piece. And we paid like 120, 125, like maybe twice, I think. The one was really good. The other one was crap. You know, there's plenty of hotel rooms and there's plenty of range in hotel rooms. So it's up to you, you know. But I think they're more affordable down there than they are in the States. And I think the food is pretty cheap too. It's very affordable. I was spending like $5 to $7 for like full meals and a drink. No shit. So the food is cheap. The hotels are cheaper. Everything's cheaper except for like fuel for most people, I think. You know, fuel you're going to pay over $4, but I think that's normal for people from Cali, or Vegas isn't really that high, but it's closer to that. So I'm kind of used to it. All right. And then I'll get into like security. I do believe that it's okay to ride solo in Baja. Now, I can't say that about the mainland of Mexico, but I can say that about Baja, is that it's safe to ride around there solo, as much as it is solo in the U.S. You need to keep your awareness and pay attention to what's going on around you. Whether you're a male or female, you got to have your awareness just like you do in the States. And I don't think it's a problem for women solo down there. I don't think it's a problem for like a bagger or anything like that to run down there. You just want to stick to the main highway and you'll be fine. It's not as bad as people think. And you can ride at night. It's not a problem to ride down there at night. I don't know about 2 or 3 in the morning, but to ride after dark, to get into camp or, you know, to get into the town and get to your spot is not a problem down there. And then you're going to see a lot of military checkpoints. And it's young military guys just, you know, keeping stuff safe, making sure nobody's running whatever, drugs and stuff. And they really don't hassle motorcycles. You see in my videos, I go through there a lot, and they don't hassle me at all. They don't search me at all. But you see them searching cars, vans, all that kind of stuff. Or the military checkpoints, they're there for your safety. And they're not hassling you. They never hassled me. And I don't know Spanish. I know a little bitty tiny bit, but they didn't really hassle me. Now I'm gonna move into like handling the police. I never been stopped. One time when I was with the guys when we did the Baja, Paul was stopped. We were all in a line and the cop picked Paul out and stopped him, right? Said, "You're going the wrong way on a one-way street." They'll tell you that it's a ticket and they're gonna have to take you and tow your vehicle to the station. And then what you do is offer, "Is there a legal way that I can pay for it right here?" And they'll be like, "Yeah." They don't want you handing them cash. They'll tell you to fold it up and put it with your license and hand them the license. And then they'll let you go. It's common down there. It's what people do, right? They'll tell you, "Ooh, boogeyman, that like you broke the law. We're going to have to take you to the station, tow your vehicle." And just, it's because they want to scare you and they want you to like pay for money. "Here, let me pay for it." So how much do you pay? Well, if you pull out a big fat wad, they're gonna say more money, right? Your fine's gonna be how much money you got on you. You know, throw them 20 bucks, 25 bucks, they're happy. But they don't enforce a lot down there, and they don't mess with you a whole lot, but you might get hassled a little bit. You might do something that they don't like, and they want to pick on you. They know you're a tourist with money, you know, running around on a BMW, you know, they see that. You can take care of stuff, and it's not illegal. Just to ask them, how do I take care of it? How do I pay for it? All right. I want to talk about riding a little bit. It's not a problem to ride at night. Just don't ride all night long, right? In Baja, it's not a problem. The mainland Mexico, I can't speak for that. But for Baja, it's okay to run in the dark to get to your tent or the next town or whatever. But one thing to be aware of, there's lots of potholes. There's lots of debris in the road. It's not super bad, but you got to pay attention. You know, you'll see rocks and stuff in the road. So, you know, as you go through those cutouts and canyons and stuff, there's falling rock in the road. And also, like, there's tons of animals. There's farm animals, cows, horses, goats. When you're in the rural areas, and then when you're in the cities and stuff, like, you got to watch out for stray dogs. There's tons of stray dogs running around. Another thing is there's lots of lane splitting. Lane splitting is, I don't know if it's illegal or just not enforced, but there's tons of lane splitting. And everybody on motorcycles does it down there, and being on a skinny bike like the KTM 890, I'm getting a lot of practice at lane splitting. And I'll just say there's lots of motorcycle groups down there. There's tons of people on motorcycles down there just riding around, so there's plenty of help. A lot of those motorcycle groups are Mexican. They're from the mainland. They come over and ride Baja and then take ferries over. They're super cool. They're super nice. And they know what's up. Like, they know Baja is good, so, like, they all do it. And there's tons of help down there, really. Lots of friendly riding groups and people down there. And like I say, just watch out for the debris, the potholes. You stick to the main Mexico one, you should be all right. And I had 200 miles in fuel. I was carrying about 20 liters, about 40 gallons when I'm shredding, so I was getting 200 miles. Didn't really have a problem except for the one time we didn't get gas up in Scorpion Bay. There's fuel. There's lots of fuel down there. It's spread out a little more than it is in the U.S. That's all. I get into, like, safety-wise, like, still part of, you know, riding is, like, when you get in between these towns, there's no cell service. So you got to be kind of chill, right? There's no life flight coming to get you. So don't, you know, pretend you're running the Baja 1000 and, like, lower your risk a little bit. Don't go balls out when you're 1,000 miles from home, because you can't just hit SOS on your Garmin InReach and have, like, life flight come and get you. It's not going to happen, all right? Be careful about what you're doing down there. You're going to see a lot of poverty, a lot of poor people, a lot of working people. You know, don't be surprised by it. There's a lot of old infrastructure. You'll see signs that are no more valid, road signs, street signs that are no more valid, you know. It's telling you to go this way and you can't, right? You run into it a couple times. Like, you'll see that stuff. So the other thing is Google isn't totally accurate down there. The roads are mapped out, but, like, the businesses aren't where they're supposed to be, and addresses and stuff, it's all, like, it's not the greatest. And to me, I didn't see all the fuel on there. I don't know that I totally had my Garmin set up exactly right, but, like, I wasn't seeing everything that I thought I would, but I think that's just part of the old infrastructure. I mean, like, you can go into Guerrero Negro, and we were looking for the hotel, and I had it on the Google, and it wasn't where it was supposed to be, but we found it because we were just looking, you know, it's a small strip. And I really think that's about it. I'm sure I missed something. I always do, so if you have any questions, just put them down below and I'll answer them as best I can. I think, you know, it's safe for people to ride solo down there. It's not super dangerous. It's not a problem for people to travel down there solo or even small groups, whatever. It's not as bad as people think. I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. And don't forget to subscribe. Late.